Welcome to week 10 in the NFL. We got betting trends, Thursday night football, and best bets. Let's freaking go! Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? Welcome back into another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and we are here to talk week 10 in the NFL. I don't know where the time went, but we are already at week 10, and it is wild. I woke up today saying, you know what, week 10 is just going to be awesome. We're going to win a lot of bets. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I got good vibes going on. We're got a lot to go over today. But just a quick heads up before we do all that, the Friday night NFL player props video that I give out every single week. If I do it, it'll be from a hotel bathroom on Friday night. If not, I'll just give you the bets out on Twitter and in a YouTube short and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to watch my little sister, senior in high school, play in her state volleyball tournament across the state. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But just wanted to warn you on that one. Other than that, guys, what a day on the channel. I can't thank you guys enough. We picked up almost 200 new subscribers. That's a credit to, first of all you new watchers. Thank you for hitting subscribe. Welcome to the channel. All you guys that are commenting, liking the video, helping this video get out more, our channel grow. This is all one team effort. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. So in this video, the NFL Week 10 trends. Of course, if you are new, we do this every single week, and they are now 69 and 32 year to date. If you just followed the Week 10 trends blindly, you are 69 and 32. Went 5 and 5 last weekend. But after the trends, we're going to go over the beauty of a game on Thursday Night Football between the Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears. We're going to preview that crap hole of a game and then give you a best bet because we have to. We just have to. And then we're going to give you our week 10 best bets. As you guys know, my game bets this year are up around 10 units for the year. Hopefully we can keep that rolling. Then we have a trends parlay where we just pick 2 or 3 legs from the trends, just pick whatever ones we want, try to make a winner. It's not an official bet or anything. We won the first one, but we've gone cold last few weeks, so we're due for another one. And then we have a head-to-head bet between me and Ryan every single week. If I beat him this week, I'm finally back to 500 with him, so that should be fun. And then we got that bets recap to summarize everything we went over. So that's what we got. Before we dive into the Week 10 trends, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We are already getting closer and closer to 8,000 subscribers. I'm blown away. I'm so grateful for all of you. So thank you for that. And then, yeah, if you are new watching, just hit that subscribe button. Let's keep growing. Let's keep grinding together. We do MLB, NBA, and NFL. So let's keep it rolling. And it starts with that Week 10 trends. All right, here it is. The trends for Week 10 in the NFL. The first few are not really trends in regards to we're trying to win one or anything like that. It's just more informational. The night game unders this season are 22 and 7. That is bonkers to me. 62 and 29 the last 2 seasons. Just think of that. If it is nighttime and they're playing, just go under. You're going to be profitable. And then when both teams are on an extended rest, that is 8 days or more, the under is 94, 47, and 1. That is insane. 67.8% since 2018, and then 23 and 5 already this year. The 2 games that go for that trend: San Francisco, Jacksonville this weekend, and Buffalo and Denver. So just wanted to point that out. NFL unders in general are 83, 52, and 1, 61.5%. That is the best under rate through 9 weeks since 1991. It sucks for overbetters. There is a ton of unders. That's a whole video probably to talk about what is going on with the NFL, why it's hard to score. A lot of it, I think, has to do with offensive linemen. But next one, let's get into the real trends for the teams. Carolina 6-1 against the spread in the first quarter. They are plus half a point in the first quarter this week. New England Patriots 3-13 against the spread last 16 games. They are awful. New England plus 1.5. Fire Bill Belichick. 49ers 4-14-1 against the spread the last 19 games after a bye. And then we got Tennessee and Tampa Bay who play each other. They have combined to go under in 10 of their last 12 games this year. That total in that game is 38.5. Have you ever seen so many totals in one season in the 30s? It's just wild. And then the under, keep the under theme going. It is 12-2 in Baltimore's last 14 home games. They are home against the Browns. That is also 38.5 total. Texans 4-0 against the spread last 4 games as an underdog. Not a long spread, just kind of more what's happening lately. And they are plus 6.5 against a red-hot Bengals team. So let's move on to page 2 now. That's right, we're not done yet. We start with Pittsburgh and Green Bay. What a disgusting game. Combined to go under in 11 of 12 games this year. That total is 39 points. Cardinals 2 and 16 straight up in the last 18 home games. It looks like Kyler Murray is back for the Cardinals. How much that matters, who knows. Cowboys 11 and 1 against the spread after a loss since the start of 2021. But the problem there is, if you go with that trend, they are minus 16 against the Giants. Absolutely insane. Commanders covered the spread and gone over their team total in 4 of 5 road games. They are plus 6 at my Seattle Seahawks, and their team total is 19.5. Jets and Raiders have combined to go under the second half total in 14 of 17 games this season. That total in the second half right now is set at 17.5. I don't usually bet second half totals, but just wanted to point that out in case some of you do. Bills games have gone over the first quarter total. That's not just a team total for them, that is the game total for the first quarter. In 16 of its last 22 games, set at 9.5 total in that first quarter. And the last one, Monday Night Football unders are 10 and 1 this season, guys. 55, 28 and 1 since 2019. That total in that game, 46.5. That is freaking bonkers. That's why no one's enjoying all these primetime games because there's no points being scored. It's just ugly. Some of that is because some of these teams that are playing have terrible offenses. But yeah, those are the Week 10 trends and some info. As you guys can tell, the league is turning into an under league this season. It's absolutely bonkers. We'll get into that in another time, another video. But take screenshots. Hopefully, you guys get some winners. And now it's time to get into Thrive Fantasy's free square. There it is, guys. Thrive Fantasy 100% first deposit match up to $250. You see some other places go only $100. This is $250, guys. You put in $250, they match you $250. You do not have to place all that money on your first bet, so it is nice to have. And they give you a free square as one of the legs to your parlay. It's DJ Moore on Thursday Night Football over a half a receiving yard. He's going to get it, guys. That's a guarantee. But you have to use that promo code Jabbo or the link below to get the 100% first deposit match at $250. Then you take this free square they give you for new users and add it to another leg. You got DJ Moore and one other leg, and you get 3.2 times your bet right there for a 2-leg parlay. If you want to get more risky, go 3-leg, 4-leg, 5-leg. There it is, all the way up to 5 legs. They give you one, and you can win 20.2 times your bet. And some of your bet is not even your own money because they are just handing it to you. So this is eligible in over 30 states. Be sure to use that promo code Jabbo for Thrive Fantasy. All right, it's time to talk some football, and let's get into the Thursday Night Football game. What a freaking showdown we have on Thursday Night Football. We got the Chicago Bears hosting the Carolina Panthers. Bears minus 3.5, over under 38.5. That's all I got for the enthusiasm for this game, guys. This may be one of the worst NFL games in history. This is so incredibly awful. They are combined 3 and 14 on the season, these two teams. I wouldn't be surprised if the game ended 0-0. The only way it won't is because these defenses also suck. The crazy thing is that the Bears have the Panthers pick. So if the Bears win, it helps their chances at getting the number 1 pick. You don't usually see that. Poor Panther fans. Man, I have a friend that's a Panther fan, and it is ugly. When you win one game, you may not win again, and you don't even have your first round draft pick. It's ugly. DJ Moore playing his former team, so that's another part of it, whatever that means, really. That's part of that trade to get the first round pick and all that. But against the spread records, Panthers 1-6-1 against the spread. They are 0-4 against the spread and straight up in 4 road games this year. Bears 3-5-1 against the spread this year. Over under records, Panthers 5 of 8 games have gone under for them, and the Bears 6-3 to the over. They are tied with the Colts as the best over team in the NFL so far. But their defense is playing a little bit better than it did at the beginning of the year. Injuries: Justin Fields looks like he is doubtful, pretty much out. He is not going to play again. And another win by the Bears might make it so Justin Fields rarely ever plays for the Bears again because they're probably going to have the number 1 pick and get a quarterback because they need one. DJ Chark, doubtful. He is the Panthers wide receiver. And for those of you that don't follow this terrible Panthers offense, Khalil Herbert, a good running back for the Bears. He may be taken off IR and play in this game. Just keep that in mind in case you're looking at Deontay Foreman rushing props, which I did try to look at too. But that may eat into it. I don't know how many snaps he's going to get or anything, but just want to let you know. But this is just a big yuck, guys, this game. I trust nothing, and I trust no one in this game. But I have to follow the laws and rules of our channel and give you a best bet. I just have to. That's just the rules. So here we go. My best bet in this game. Drum roll, please. Over 5,000 people falling asleep in the stands during this game. Okay, that's not really my bet, but seriously, that would be one of my best bets of the weekend. The actual best bet. How about Chuba Hubbard over 38.5 rushing yards at minus 113 on FanDuel? This line is 43.5 on DraftKings, so I love the value we're getting here on FanDuel. He's been the main running back for most of the season, to be honest with you. He has 14 plus carries in 4 of the 5 games. The only game he went under was a blowout to a very good Lions run defense. And by the way, Chuba Hubbard is on the Panthers, for those of you guys that don't know. Miles Sanders is the other running back. He was more efficient last weekend. He only had 6 carries, though. Hubbard's been getting a lot more carries, and he's been the better running back all season, Hubbard has, averaging 3.9 yards per carry compared to 3.3 yards per carry for Miles Sanders. Unlike most Panthers games, I think this game has a chance to stay kind of close, which means even more carries for Chuba Hubbard. Listen, guys, if he just gets 14 carries, which is like he's been getting around 14 plus carries, like I said, in 4 or 5 games already this year, or 4 of his last 5 games. If he gets 14 carries again, in order to get to 39 or more yards, which is what I need, he needs to average 2.8 yards a carry. The volume alone should take us there. One decent run, and we'll be sitting pretty. I love this low number at 38.5. So if that's my best bet, if you want to put your hard-earned money on a side here, good freaking luck, because I don't even know what to tell you. The Panthers are so bad offensively. I'd probably lean with the Bears minus 3.5, or Bears money line, maybe Chuba Hubbard alt line at 25 or 30 plus. I don't know, something like that. But anyways, my best bet is Hubbard over 38.5 rushing yards for Thursday night football, and I recommend you do not watch this game. Now it's time. Let's get into Week 10's best bets. All right, the second bet for NFL Week 10 is an alternate team total parlay, baby. That's right. Here we go. Ravens team total over 16.5. Bengals team total over 21.5. Minus 120 on DraftKings. Now, let's start with the Ravens team total over 16.5. The original line is 22.5, so I took it all the way down to 16.5. I only need 17 to win this. Hash brown math. I did it in my head. But the Browns, they're known for having one of the best defenses in the league, but they do struggle more on the road, and I'll get more to that later. This Ravens team kind of figured them out a little bit. They scored 28 in the game earlier this season. It was helped by 3 interceptions by DTR. Remember him when he was the quarterback for the Browns? But they did have around 300 total yards, and it was in Cleveland. Now, and also, by the way, the Ravens have a much better offense right now, one of the best in the league. Ravens offense this season, they are the sixth best at home, scoring 29.8 points per game. Again, I only need 17. In the last 3 games, no team has more points than the Baltimore Ravens, averaging 35.3 points per game. And 2 of those were against the Lions and the Seahawks. Not exactly cupcake defenses. They are absolutely on fire. Now, this Browns defense, this is wild to me if you guys don't know this. At home, they are giving up 10.2 points per game, second in the league to the Ravens team that they're facing. Now, they're giving up 161 yards per game, the best in the league at home. But problem for the Browns, they are on the road this week. On the road, giving up 29.3 points per game. That's right, going from 10 to 29, their defense. It is the fourth worst in the league. They gave up 24 to the Seahawks and 39 to the Colts in their last 2 road games. They are giving up 357.7 yards per game on the road also, compared to 161 at home. So I like this red hot offense versus an overrated defense on the road. Now, again, they are elite at home. I just need 17, guys. They probably go over the 22.5 because they're just absolutely rolling right now. So I love this leg. Next one, Bengals team total over 21.5. I took this line down also from the mid 20s down to 21.5. Offense looks really good right now. Now that Burrow is healthy, they just put up 31 and 24 against the 49ers and the Bills. This is going to be a big step down in competition as they face this Texans defense. Same Texans defense that just gave up 37 points to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. So I don't see any reason. I'm not even going to get into that deep because I don't. There's no reason not to even talk about it. The Bengals just need 22 or more points, guys. Like I said, the original line is 25 or 26. They just put up over this against 2 pretty good defenses. I know the Bills have been struggling lately, but they're still better than this Texans defense. So I think maybe the Texans kind of in a flat spot for the Bengals. I think the Texans could score. I kind of like the over in this game in general. But all I need is the Bengals to score 22 or more with a healthy Joe Burrow and an elite Jamar Chase and company over there. So give me the Bengals team total over 21.5. The Ravens team total over 16.5 for minus 120 as my second bet of the weekend. All right, the third bet is a 6-point teaser. That's right, we won this last week. Let's win it again. We got the Seahawks pick 'em or money line, however you want to say it, and the Vikings plus 8.5 at minus 120 on DraftKings. For those of you that are new, a 6-point teaser means you take the line, the spread, and move it 6 points in your favor. Now we'll talk about it here. First line, Seahawks money line. They are -6 right now at home against the Commanders. You take those 6 away, all they have to do is win the game. The Hawks got absolutely obliterated by that Ravens team I just talked about, and I think it's a great bounce back spot versus the Commanders. Commanders are 4-5. I think they're lucky to be 4-5. Let's just be honest. Their defense has been really bad. They don't have Chase Young anymore. They don't have Montez Sweat. They traded both of those pass rush specialists, and they're just terrible. I mean, they've given up a ton of yards to receivers, as we talked about in some research help this year. But they can get beat through the air, and now they have to face DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Smith, and Jigba. I mean, this is just not a good matchup for them, in my opinion. Sam Howell's been decent. He's shown flashes of brilliance and making some good throws, and then he's also shown that he is a rookie. He has been sacked 44 times in 9 games. That's about 5 sacks per game. And if you watch them play, a lot of it is because he holds the ball way too long. Sometimes that's better than throwing a pick. I get that, but he takes a lot of sacks. It's just not a great spot for the Commanders. They're traveling across the country to play a pissed off Seattle Seahawks team. I don't know if the Seahawks cover the -6, but all I need is for them to do is win this freaking game. Don't let me down, Seattle. So give me the Seahawks money line. Second leg, the Minnesota Vikings +8.5. Now, part of the teaser is you want to move across the important numbers. I've talked about this before, and we are. They are +2.5. I am moving it all the way up to +8.5. We are going through the 3, through the 4, through the 6, and through the 7 and 8, actually. So this Saints offense is not explosive enough to beat a team by 8 or more points, or by 9 or more points on the road, in my opinion. The Vikings have been surprisingly decent at defense. I don't mean very good, I mean decent. We thought they were going to be a bottom 5 defense. I know I did. But they're 12th in rush yards allowed, 18th in pass yards allowed. They've kept the team in games. That's why they've won some games. We know Josh Jobs is now the quarterback. He's a capable quarterback. Listen, I'm not going to say he's really good. He played well last week when he came in. He makes some pretty inaccurate throws sometimes, but he kept the Cardinals competitive. He has a little better team around him now with the Minnesota Vikings. So I think he keeps this game competitive. Minnesota's always been a team that plays better at home also. I think these two teams right now are kind of even. I'm going to be honest with you, but I do give the slight edge to the Saints right now with Josh Dobbs compared to Derek Carr. Not that I think he's that good, but now I'm going to take 8.5 for the Minnesota Vikings that are at home. I will gladly take it. So give me the Vikings +8.5 in a game that I think goes down to the wire. Seahawks money line to just beat the Commanders at home. These are two home teams. -120 for the 6-point teaser. If you go to another book and a 6-point teaser is like -140, I do not recommend it. I don't think those odds are good. But DraftKings still keeps every 6-point teaser at -120. So let's move on to the next bet. All right, the final game before we get into our trends parlay takes us out to Pittsburgh, baby. We got the Steelers hosting the Green Bay Packers. Steelers -3, over under of 39. These two teams stink also and are not fun to watch at all. I don't know what's going on with the NFL. There's a ton of offenses that you just want to turn the channel when you watch them. I'm going to get right into my best bet. It's going to be a first half bet, which I barely or rarely ever do. Under 19.5 in the first half in this game at -120 on DraftKings. Now, if you want to take the under 39, go for it. It was almost my bet, but I leaned the first half a little bit more. Both teams have been horrendous in the first half. You have to listen to this stat. This is crazy. Packers have scored the fewest first half points in the first half. Get this. Are you ready? 4.5 points in the first half per game. That's what they average. 4.5. They score 4.5 more points than I score in the first half. Steelers have scored the fifth fewest first half points at 6.9. Do the math if you just add those two together. That is 11.4 points per game in the first half to combine. And I don't see why this would be any different. I wouldn't be shocked at a 7-3 score at halftime. These offenses are bad, including Jordan Love. There is nothing to love about this guy. My goodness, I've been talking about it all year. I thought it when he came out of college. He is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. I don't understand how do professional coaches in the NFL and GMs think, no, this is the guy, we nailed it. After everything you've seen, I think we need to get rid of Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love is the next heir to Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and all that. He is terrible. I mean, when there's nobody in his face, he can't hit a receiver. It is just ugly to watch. Kenny Pickett isn't much better. I'm not going to lie, but I do think he is better than Jordan Love. Packers struggle on defense in regards to the run defense, but the Steelers suck at running the ball. 25th in rush yards. Najee Harris kind of looked a little better lately, but for the most part, he looks like he's running in quicksand. I think Jalen Warren is the better back in that team. But the Steelers will generate some pressure on Jordan Love, especially Mr. TJ Watt. The only thing that worries me is if Jordan Love throws a pick six or something like that, we don't want points in the first half. So it can't be defensive points, it can't be anything. So hopefully these offenses just struggle without turning the ball over by their own goal line or anything like that. But with Jordan Love not being able to throw the ball, with the Steelers not having many explosive plays, the Packers really don't have many explosive plays. I like the under for two bad offenses that are two of the worst first half offenses versus two capable defenses, in my opinion. So give me the under 19.5 in the first half in the Green Bay and Pittsburgh game as my final bet for NFL Week 10. And now let's check out that trends parlay. All right, we have a nice, juicy plus 569 trends parlay today. I got this on FanDuel. So here we go. Cowboys minus 16, Falcons money line, and the under 38.5 in the Tennessee Tampa Bay game. I'm just going to talk real briefly about each one. Cowboys minus 16, the trend that we are following 11-1 against the spread after a loss. 16 is a crap ton. I get that. I'm not happy about it. I'd like to take the alternate line, like 13.5 or something, but you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if they win by 25 or more points in this game. Tommy DeVito is the quarterback for the Giants. No relation to Danny DeVito, I don't think, but I have no idea. Maybe Tommy DeVito is an actor on the side too. Who knows? But he's awful. The Cowboys are pissed off after an emotional loss last week. I don't think the Giants. I think their team total is like 10. I don't think they reach it. I think they get under. I think the Cowboys cruise to an easy win. Next one, Falcons money line going up against Cardinals. The trend we are following here that you saw earlier. Cardinals 2-16 straight up the last 18 games at home. Kyler Murray is the starting quarterback. He hasn't played in a really, really long time. And this team he's going to be playing with now is probably the worst team he's ever played with. They're awful. The defense is not very good. I don't think Kyler Murray is going to come in here and all of a sudden dominate. I don't think he's going to come in here and just carry the ball, 15 times for 150 rushing yards or anything. They're going to take it easy on him. I know the Falcons money line on the road. We've talked about how much they've struggled, but that was mostly Desmond Ritter. It's a little easier to trust them when Ritter is the backup and Taylor Heineke is the starting quarterback. So give me the Falcons money line. Third and final one, under 38.5 in the Tennessee Tampa Bay game. Under in 10 of the last 12 games combined is the trend for these two teams. Now, Tampa Bay played in a high scoring game last week. They played in some, but the difference is Tampa Bay is at home. In the 4 home games that Tampa Bay has played this year, there was 29 total points in the game versus the Falcons, 26 total points a game against the Lions, a good offense, 36 total points in a game against the Eagles, a very good offense as well, and 44 total versus the Bears. That was like week 2 way back in the season. So 3 of the 4 have gone under, and we're talking against teams like Detroit and Philly. Now you get Will Levis, a rookie quarterback at Tennessee, against Baker Mayfield. We like the under 38.5 as the third leg to this trends parlay. And now it's time to get into that beautiful head-to-head bet between me and Ryan. It is time for the head-to-head bet for Week 10. I am 4-5 on the season. He is 5-4. I have not been 500 in this matchup since week 0. I think it is when I was 0-0. That's right. So we're going to get the job done, and we have a big game that we're going to talk about. It is the 49ers and Jaguars. I have the 49ers -3. He has the Jaguars at home +3 as his bet. Be sure to leave a comment below. Put Team Ryan or Team Steven. I know some of you guys have some trust issues with me on these head-to-head bets. Have I been killing the game bets? Yes, but the head-to-head bets again, 4-5, not great. Ryan, this is a good game in my opinion. First of all, and the 49ers have lost 3 in a row. Both of these teams are coming off a bye. Why you like the Jaguars?
Well, before the bye, everybody was talking about how this team was probably one of the best teams in the league, and then the bye happened, and now teams totally forgot about them. Totally thought now they think that the Niners are going to win this. Like, I don't get that. That doesn't make much sense to me at all. Like, how does that make any sense? You got Trevor Lawrence, the way better quarterback. Travis Etienne is running the ball very well. They got weapons. The Niners defense is struggling. Their offense is completely struggling. They've had some injury issues. They just can't figure it out. So this Jaguars team, I just can see them just you know, +3. That's ridiculous. It should be a pick 'em or something closer to that. I'm not a huge fan of the number, but I'm going with it.
Okay, well, here's the deal. Well, you should be a fan of the number because it's +3. But here's the deal: Debo Samuel is back. That's a huge help for Brock Purdy. It is, especially line of scrimmage, short passes. And Trent Williams, the best player on the offense, probably the left tackle, is questionable. He has a better chance to play this week. I don't know if he does. It's only Wednesday night as we're recording this. But those are two huge things. Now, we talk about a bye. The Jaguars have won 5 games in a row. We know that. The 49ers have lost 3 in a row. You know what a bye does to a team that's lost 3 in a row? It resets them. It's kind of like a timeout in basketball when you get outscored like 10-0. You call a timeout, slow it down, and you get the momentum turned around again. That's what's going to happen here. 49ers just a month ago were like thought of as the best team in the NFL. I still believe in them. I don't want to because I'm a Seahawks fan, but for the sake of this argument, Jaguars won 5 in a row, and then you have a bye. That cools you off a little bit. You see where I'm getting at
No,
here? You
no,
see
gets
where this
people
bias is coming
healthy.
from?
No,
Now, I will say this. I'm a Jaguar believer. I like them. I think they're a good team. But I think the 49ers are due to get back on track. And I think they get it done here. I think the Jaguars can't win every game this season anymore. So I will take the 49ers -3. Hopefully, a big dose of Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel, Brock Purdy. Don't let me down. He has not looked pretty lately, that's for sure. But I do need that, or Purdy lately. I do need that defense to show up a little bit for San Fran. I'm not going to lie. If they can go back to being the top tier defense they were, Purdy can just not make mistakes, give it to their playmakers. I like the 49ers -3 to take the win in Jacksonville. Now, that's a 5-5 record for me. I already see it. I see the
no,
future. That's what we're going at. And by the way, Ryan does not have a best bet, as you can tell, for Week 10 yet because he has been working his butt off. He had barely any time. He didn't want to force a bet out there to anybody. So if he has one, he'll add it in the pinned comments. We'll get it out to you guys, but just want to let you know there. So that's what we got for NFL Week 10. Now let's check out that bets recap. All right, it started out with that Thursday night football game with Chuba Hubbard over 38.5 rush yards at -113 on FanDuel. Second one, alternate team total parlay. Ravens team total over 16.5. Bengals team total over 21.5 at -120. 6-point teaser, Seahawks moneyline Vikings +8.5 at -120. Then the under 19.5 in the first half between Green Bay and Pittsburgh, also -120. And then that trends parlay, baby. We are due for a winner. Let's get it. Cowboys -16, Falcons money line under 38.5 in the Tennessee Tampa Bay game at +569. That's not an official bet, but we still want a winner. Week 10 head-to-head bet. I got the Niners -3. He's got the Jags +3. I am 4-5. He is 5-4. Leave a comment below with your best bets. What team you're on this weekend? Team Steven, Team Ryan. I will have player props out again. Just a reminder, I'll be on the road, so it might be a short, might not be a long video, but if we can, I will try to get it done. So be sure to check out the NBA video. We have been on an absolute tear, and that will be out again for Thursday, even though there's only 2 games. So that's what we got. I appreciate all the support. If you haven't already, hit that like button, leave a comment below. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.